Good morning, good midday, good afternoon. Tonight we'll do a scene for the venue Hunter Montreal. Today we'll start our scene with Anna at the door of Damon's apartment. Um, of course, she was so polite to phone him first to ask if he was home and if she could come over. And Damon said yes, so she's now ringing Damon's doorbell, waiting for someone to respond.
Yeah, eventually the door will open, and in a pair of shorts and like one of those cut off tank tops, Damon will answer. He just look at you. Oh yeah, yeah, hey yeah. He kind of yawns and just holds the door open and kind of walks in.
Anna will walk in and she'll look at him. Did I wake you up?
No, I was just working out and prepping for
Mm.
prepping for the raid.
Anna nods and she will walk further into the apartment. Is Ava home as well?
Kind of looks in. I think she went out for a bit. She likes to go for these long walks or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, maybe I'll get the chance to talk with her later.
Sure. I mean, Ava's pretty easy to chat to.
Anna nods. I assume there are couches or
Oh yeah,
chairs?
couches. Yeah, couch. Yeah, there's two couches, and then there's like a circular table, basically.
Anna will indicate one of the couches and will give you a quizzical look as in, can I sit down?
Yeah, he's just like, by all means, do you want coffee?
Do you have tea perhaps?
I will check for you. He kind of smiles and he will, you notice him picking up a packet of cigarettes. Yeah, he has tea. We'll just say it for expediency, and he'll make coffee and tea and plonk him down, and he'll sit on the couch opposite to you, so he's looking at you, and he kind of just gestures at one of the cigarettes. You smoke?
And she quite coyly shakes her head.
Yeah, suit yourself. As he just lights one up.
Anna will take out a small notebook and a pen out of her bag, and she'll lay them on her lap. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Oh.
I'm trying to write down all our experiences with the supernatural to see what we actually do know and what is fact and what is fiction.
What is fact and what is fiction? Wow. Kind of leans back. Why are you doing that?
Well, I would hate to read somewhere that garlic disables a vampire, and then when I try to use it, it doesn't do anything.
Okay. I mean, we don't even know what they are technically. Maybe they're called vampires, maybe they're called something else, but I don't know. We're not quite sure. Do you know? I heard there's a website or some shit, but I never bothered to look at it. I like to see what I'm tracking, study its movements and patterns as I'm tracking it.
Anna nods. Giving it a name makes it easier for everyone to understand what you're talking about.
I call them sirens personally.
How come?
Think about it, right? The ones in the nightclub, from what I've been understanding and seeing, is they entice you in. They bring you in. First, they disarm you with drinks and beverages and nice music and pretty lights. That's when they creep up on you. They're too beautiful for you to comprehend what you're looking at. And then they activate that power of theirs that seems to just draw you in like a siren from Greek mythology.
She will start writing stuff down as you talk. Did all of that, or did all the supernaturals you came across have this power?
No, there's the thing down in Blainesville. We don't quite know what that is, but that's something made of shadow. It's like a gigantic, massive creature. If you've ever seen Lost, right? You know that big wall of smoke, of black smoke. It's kind of like that. But we can shoot it and hurt it with fire.
Hmm.
But it seems to have the town under its control.
Mm.
You know, we're not supposed to go there at night, which is the mistake that Abby made.
And she nods. Do you mean some kind of mind control?
Something like that. Now, that's common with these siren people. I've noticed that's a common thing. They seem to have a black aura registering. He points at their vein, like at the veins in his neck, travels all the way down and masses around their body, almost like it's in them. Now, from what I've seen, the ones with the most, obviously, maybe have been their slaves for the longest times. The ones that have just started, well, maybe they are only in the early stages. They only have one maybe along the neck or something. It almost looks like a corruption.
So if you activate, well, I think Adrian called it second sight.
Yeah, second sight, you can see it. I have something that's a bit deeper than that.
What is it that you see when you look at them?
That blackness. For me, for some of the people in second sight, they recognize what's wrong with them, like this unnerving feeling when you look at it. For me, it's almost like I have a more advanced version. It's like I can zoom in and see these black holes. I could see the fangs on the siren's teeth. I could see the imperfections. I could examine it. It's almost like I've got like supervision or something, you know?
Hmm. So you're trying to say that they have blackness in their veins?
The ones that the human ones, yeah. Nene has it.
Okay. And she'll continue scribbling it down.
Now, the people in Blainville had it too. So that must mean whatever that shadow thing is, it's obviously in connection to the ones in the nightclub. That's what LaSalle mentioned, that maybe it's a similar but different breed. Do you know?
Hmm.
It's weird, you know? Very weird.
The siren in the nightclub.
Yeah, there's three of them. Three of them.
Oh, three.
Three women. They seem to be the most prolific, and one transvestite.
Anna will just hesitate and look at you as if to see if you're making a joke or not. But then
No, he's
she'll
dead. He's
continue.
deadly serious.
Yeah, she'll continue writing. And did they have black fangs as well?
No, these were the sirens. No blackness, just you know the way when you pinch your skin, you see that warmth come on your hand, a reaction. The way our skin reacts to everything. There's redness. There's everything. It was cold, almost like ice. And they were too beautiful. Their skin was too perfect. Everything was too perfect, almost like it was designed that way.
Anna nods.
And he opens his mouth and points at the incisors, and these were much bigger. Fangs.
So they don't all have the same kind of fangs?
Well, we don't know about the shadow thing, but those three women and the other one do. And they look at you like you're a piece of meat on a slab.
Adrian told me something about when the two of you were in the nightclub that you were unresponsive.
Yeah, that's their effect. The siren effect, I'm calling it. They seem to allure you in. She spoke a couple of words. It was like, look at me. And he snaps his fingers. Don't even remember what was going on. She was the one focal point in my mind. Now, I think second sight might counteract it, but don't let them talk to you. That's why gas masks. That's why all these things. I think if we can block them looking at us, might have a chance.
Adrian told me about some of the humans, real humans, that they are somehow bonded to these creatures.
That's the blackness and for the humans, yeah. That's the blackness.
In their veins, or?
In their skin, almost underneath the skin. It's like you're looking at an x-ray and you can see it in their veins, yeah. But you can't see it when you look at them normally. But when you activate that second sight and that deeper one, the deeper one for me, you can definitely see it.
Anna nods. Have you had any other interactions with supernaturals?
There was my first imbuing. So when you figure out what you are, I fought a thing they call a rot, which is like a zombie thing, like pure, it looks like death, even like it demonstrates like this wheezing noise. Adrian and Ava were tracking it, and I stumbled upon it, and I could see it. You know?
So other people weren't able to see it, or
No, it just looked like a normal person to them, or something.
okay.
But for us, it's like a veil. You know, it's like a sheen drops off us.
So what do you see if you look at them with your second sight?
That rot, that dead skin. You know, that's what we see. We see their true form, I think.
If you had to describe what the person looked like, as what did it resemble?
A zombie, grey skin, decaying, rotting teeth, blank, soulless eyes, very little hair on their head. Basically, rotting, decaying.
Hmm. Anything else that you can remember about this rat?
Um, incredibly strong. Hit like a fucking bitch, you know. Hurt, but moves slow. You're able to get up on it quickly, and I didn't respond well to fire.
I don't know. This seems to be a theme, but then again, neither we don't like fire either.
Yeah.
Hmm. If I can remember correctly, this bad guy from the nightclub, the group tried to kill him before, but then he reappeared, but he changed somehow.
We didn't try to kill him. We killed him. Um, he kind of looks down a bit and twists. Yeah, we killed him. We stabbed him enough times that no human being would ever be able to get up from that. But when we went back in the nightclub, then that night where we met the other siren, he was there, except he didn't look like himself. You see, the thing I noticed about this child killer guy is he had blood on the inside of his lips before we saw him in the nightclub again. But when we saw him again, he was pale, almost like the skin was sucking in on itself, like his cheekbones were too hollow, his eyes were too sunken in, and he didn't recognize any of us. He even went by a different name.
Hmm. And it didn't look like any other thing you had seen before, not like the rave,
He
not
reminded
like
me.
a siren.
He reminded me of one of them siren things, the way he was acting. But I couldn't see any fangs. Not that I remember, but he acted like them. Maybe he was in the early stages of becoming one of them.
She nods. Can you remember any other superpowers that these sirens have, apart from uh, persuading someone or mind control?
Not sure, really. We haven't seen them in fighting, so we don't really know what they're capable of, but they could be super fast, they could be super strong. That seems to be the theme with all these things. They're either fast or stronger. So, but they seem to have a great knowledge of things.
Hmm.
Seem to know a lot about everything, which is odd. It seems like they've been here before like 1,000 times, if you get what I mean.
She nods. Well, if there are vampires, then, well, if you believe the legends, they could be hundreds of thousands years old. So I can imagine that some of them must know considerably more than the average human.
Yeah. Only they stopped being human probably a long time ago, if that's what we're going off by.
Anna nods. Yeah. Well, if we're lucky and at the same time unlucky, we'll get to see them in action tonight.
We probably will. We definitely will.
That reminds me. Anna will take one of the walkie-talkies out of her bag. I got two of these for if the group had to split up.
Nicely done. Smart smiles. I have some spare gas masks, about 3, so if anyone didn't get any, I'll hand them out. I have one myself. The third one's for me, so I can spare 2. But that could be a good idea if we do get split up. But stick with us, stick in a group. Don't split off, don't wander anywhere on your own. You'll be fine.
Anna nods and she looks at her bag. I also got a first aid kit, but I'm not really that proficient with it if it came down to it.
Yeah, I have one too. I'm not too bad. I know the basics. So
Okay, well, I'll hold on to it then. I'll just holler for you if
some
I
of us
need to
can
use it.
some of us can heal ourselves as well. I think Adrian can do that, so I'll probably bring him with me, and together we can patch up anybody. You know, some of us have different abilities.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. What kind of abilities have you seen, well, us use before?
I've seen Ava pull out like knives of fire, stab someone with it. I've seen Adrian create a barrier where we can repel things. I've seen him heal himself. I've seen Tomoko being able to influence us to turn us into like berserker rage as well as the fire dancing thing. I've seen myself. I can freeze them. I just have to look at them and they freeze in place. But I have to maintain eye contact. I can also predict some things. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like slow down. I can, if I do this wrong, I can stop myself and then do the right thing. And also, if I say a particular word, I can stop them. I don't know, that one I haven't tested out yet, but that's going to come in tonight. But I can just halt them, you know?
Isn't that the same as the freezing?
Different. They respond with an action. Say I say move, they move. With the freezing, they stay in place.
So you're trying to say that you can give them commands?
Something like that. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm going to try it tonight and see what we come up with.
Well, it better work.
It will. If not, the freezing thing is an effective strategy.
And did you say knives of fire?
Yeah, that's what Ava and Tomoko can do.
What do I have no idea what you're trying to say with that.
Which one are you?
Well, do they have knives in their hands that light on fire, or
It just basically she takes the knife, concentrates, and the knife just flame.
okay?
Got to figure out what your figure out what your the thing you identify with, the symbol. There's a symbol that you yourself will understand from your interpretation. It'll mean everything a different thing to us, but for you, you understand it at its base form. You know?
She nods. Does this fire thing only work with knives?
Don't know. I mean, Ava just seems to use her knives because that's what she's good at. So you know, Tamako uses hers. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, after tonight, I will just ask Ava or Tomoko.
Like I said, each one of us has different things because we're down a different path, different way. So, got to figure out what one are you, and the gifts will start coming to you.
She nods.
For example, they'll give you a message. These whatever fucking the messengers or whatever bullshit they're called. For me, it was decide. For others, uncover the veil. You know, it's different messages for different ones for each of us because we're unique. So you just got to wait for them to tell you what to do.
Anna will continue scribbling down, and then she'll put her pen down. You really helped me a lot. You know considerably a lot more than the rest of our group.
I remember everything, kid.
Oh?
Yeah, it's always been a talent of mine. Can just remember equations, mathematics. It's quite easy, really. Never even thought about it. He's that
She looked.
photographic memory or some shit. As he like takes another drag of a cigarette.
She looks impressed. How old are you?
How old am I? Near 26 now, man. Shit, I'm getting old.
She tilts her chin at you.
What?
Well,
How old are you?
Younger, but not young enough for you to call me kid.
So what? You 18, 19?
Okay, roll perception, empathy.
That's 2.
You can see that she's bristling.
He winks. Okay, 21.
Now she just looks insulted.
Okay, 23.
Close enough. 24.
24? Fuck me. I didn't think you were near my age. You don't look it.
Yeah, she'll give you a flat stare like, you little prick.
You grin. I only call you kid because you're practically the newbie here. And by the looks of things, you haven't the starkest notion of what's happening, am I right?
Pun intended?
Yeah. Total pun intended.
I know nothing. Well, as I heard from Adrian, apparently I'm not the newest kid in town anymore. Oh, well, at least not the newest person in town.
Yeah, well, we'll see whatever that new person is capable of. But from what I'm looking at, out of everybody, you look the most lost.
She will narrow her eyes at you, but you don't see any malicious intent. It's just like, you're not being nice.
He spreads his hands. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I mean, shit. First time I did, man, I was terrified. You know? It's not a bad thing to be the new guy. A relative new guy.
Does it ever get easier?
Shakes his head. And if anything, it just gets more complicated. Because, first of all, you got to deal with this ever now looming threat over you. You're supposedly on some quest or mission or some shit. Then you got to deal with the others. You know? The Adrians, the Avas, the Tomokos. You know, you got to deal with that. And however the way you take it, you take it. I mean, Ava should break her back for you. But don't cross her. Adrian wants it his way and only his way. Tomoko...
Anna snorts her tea when you say this about Adrian.
He looks at her like, I'm assuming you've experienced it already.
And she nods. Yes.
Yeah. Best thing to do is go, yes, father, no, father, 3 bags full, father, and just do what you're going to do anyway. You know? Adrian thinks he's in control, but reality, from what I'm saying, he's the most out of control out of all of us. But that's his thing, I suppose.
She nods her head.
Tomoko's just looking for someone to lead. She wants a goal. You know, she's like a soldier who doesn't know where she's going. So she's looking for that person to take over, and she thinks it's herself, but she gets it wrong half the time, you know? That's the way Tomoko is. So, with Tomoko, you got to be firm, you know?
Yeah. How trigger happy are all of you guys?
Trigger happy? What's that supposed to mean? Well, I'm gonna
Well,
walk in there and shank everybody. Is that what you're saying?
some of you seem to be hell bent on destroying anything that looks remotely supernatural.
To be honest, he wait like lights another cigarette and looks at her. I'm not trigger happy per se. When I know something is this corrupt and this evil, then there's no mercy. It's just that simple. But if I can save someone down that road there, just there, then yeah, it makes it worth fighting for. They're not going to thank me for it. They're not supposed to. That's our job, you know? But I won't go out and murder innocent people to get in the way, but, you know, I'll do what I can to save everybody. And sometimes people will die. That's the way of things, and it's hard. But if you can save a child, then it just makes it worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you want to know what she's thinking?
Kind of cranes his head.
If yes, you can roll
Yes.
for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, totally.
Perception, empathy.
Oh, no, I don't see nothing.
She just pleasantly smiles at you.
And he'll keep talking. I mean, that guy killed kids, you know? And you know the crazy thing? Some of the group that I was with wanted to let him be. But he killed kids. You know? I mean, I'm off. There's a line. And he did horrible things to those kids. You know?
Anna blanches. And she'll put down her tea, not wanting to continue drinking it.
He'll look at her. Like I said, it doesn't get easier. You just keep on, you know? Those things in there, they're not human. If we can save some of the people in there, sure. I'm all for it. But not those things. Because they fueled that guy to kill kids. They did that. And they don't care about us. To them, we're just food.
Anna nods. I have everything. Do you still want to do something?
We probably roll perception and empathy on her again, just to see how she takes this. Ooh, 2.
You can see that Anna, where she first was when she inquired about your own view on the matter, she was quite hesitant and wary of your answer. But the way you answered and the things she said, you can see that she is way more at ease with you as a person. And on some level, she approves of your rhetoric or your moral compass in this matter.
He actually smiles at it then. You can crash here for a bit until the others get back. I'm just going to go get changed, you know?
Um, Thanks for offering it, but I think I'll run back home quickly and take Cheeky out for a walk before we go and, well, have fun in the club.
Yeah. No problem, kid. No problem, Anna. He says, just stopping a kid. Yeah.
She chuckles.
And you just lean back, take it easy.
Thanks for having me and for the tea. I'll see
Anytime.
you in a bit.
See you in a bit. He just smiles as he goes off to, prep himself.
And Anna will let herself out. And this is where we'll end the scene. Thank you, listeners, for listening. Thank you, players, for playing. And good night. What is it? Inherit the Earth?
Yeah, Inherit the Earth, I think it is.
Ta ta ta!